Hello, chain breakers. I wanted to talk on briefly. It was all a lie, or was it all a lie? I remember after getting or going through the narcissistic relationship and being married to a sociopath, I had to come to terms with it was all a lie. That was one of the hardest things to wrap my brain around. It was all a lie. The part where the narcissist told me that we were soulmates, it was a lie. The part where the future faking, the part where we would live happily ever after, and these are the things that we would do and in our lives and how we would go forward. It was all a lie. That is one of the hardest parts for survivors to come to terms with, because it tugs at your emotional heartstrings. It tugs at your childhood woundings. It tugs at your trauma. It tugs at your brain. It tugs at your spirit. And every part of you does not want to believe what you know to be true, what some part of you deep inside knows to be true. So some people aren't yet ready to grasp hold, and they think that what the narcissist did is a reflection of them. Well, if I give him a threesome, or if I give her money, or if I do these things, if I give them another spouse, if I do the craziest things that go against my morals and all of my boundaries, this person will love me, because it can't all possibly be a lie, right? But it is, dear heart. It is, beloved. It is all a lie. And it tugs at that spirit of rejection, that spirit of abandonment, that seed that has been laid. And what the enemy wants you to do is for you to look within yourself and to go within yourself and blame yourself and not the narcissist. The narcissist has it where you don't even look at them sometimes. They have projected all of their hatred of themselves, all of their dislike of themselves, all of their trauma of that they have gone through, their healings and everything, their woundings, I should say, everything that they have been through, they are now putting that on you. They have projected those wounds onto you. So now you have your wounds, and you have the narcissist's wounds unbeknownst to you. So, dear heart, what the narcissist did has nothing to do with you. Was it all a lie? Yes. And the sooner you come to terms with that it was all a lie, and not trying to fix it, and not trying to be a rehab or repair center for a narcissist, the better off you will be. It is not your fault. What happened to you was not your fault, okay? But healing is your responsibility. You will have to sit down with yourself and come to terms with and examine yourself and examine your generational patterns and your generational cycles and the things that have gone on in your family history and in your childhood, and all the things that you do not want to examine, even those of you who believe that you have had the best childhood. Okay, there is some self-love or some kind of deficit, okay, in you that is struggling, okay? And that is not saying that there's something wrong with you. They're saying there's something that needs attention, okay? Because that's what pain is. It is a symptom of a larger issue. And that is what a narcissist is. They come in our lives to shed from the enemy. The enemy comes to bring you pain, okay, and to bring you death and destruction of your dreams and of God's plans for you. But God can turn that all around, okay? Where you learn from that issue, you learn from that mistake, where you learn from that relationship, okay? So what you want to do is just begin to understand, this has nothing to do with me. This is about the narcissist, and this is about how they feel about themselves. Was it all a lie? Unfortunately so. Everything about the narcissist is a lie. They are a walking, talking, breathing, pathological lie wrapped inside of human flesh, okay? And everything about them is a lie. They have that spirit of Leviathan that rises up within them, that pride feel that doesn't allow them to examine themselves. So they want to pour all of that onto you. And that Leviathan spirit does not allow them to examine themselves, okay? They do not take responsibility for anything. That spirit has come in and is so deep rooted that they project everything that they feel onto you. And they will somehow turn themselves, when they do the worst things to you, they will somehow make themselves out to be the victim, and they will unleash a smear campaign like no other against you, because that spirit of pride rises up in them and it won't allow them to take responsibility for anything. So they point the finger at you. And because you are a normal operating individual, you are an empathic person, you take on that and you examine yourselves. Because like I always say, a narcissist is they want to conceal. And an empath that is ready to heal focuses on their healing, and they are able to examine themselves, whereas the narcissist is not. So take note, dear heart, it is not your fault, okay? It was all a lie. But now is your time to recover, okay? Now is the time to examine every part of you. Now is not the time to get up under another relationship and another partner and another soul tie and another trauma bond, okay? Or drinking or drugs or alcohol or any of those things that you will be tempted to do to alleviate the pain. But you have to be able to sit with the pain and tell yourself that I will never go through this again, and do the things that you have to do. You have to be intentional about your healing so that you will recognize the signs and you will make your boundaries bulletproof, that you will be strong in the Lord, okay? So you do what you have to do to heal from the inside out, and God will be there for you. Ask Him to heal every part of you, and it will not be easy. You have been operating this way for a long time, but now you recognize that something has to change, that something has to break, and now it's time to walk in your healing. Don't go back to that familiar spirit. Don't go back to what broke you, because you will only enter the cycle of abuse again and again and again until you learn the lesson that God has for you. So it was all a lie, but today begins another day. Today begins a day to walk new. Today begins a day of healing and of restoration, and you put one foot in front of the other every day. All right, chain breakers? Please like, share, and subscribe. Please feel free to comment. Please visit www.narcfreeliving for apparel and resources. And let's support one another, chain breakers. Let's break those chains. Y'all be blessed.